What's up, people, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu, Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. Shambler turned out to be much more than artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Okay, cool. Hello? Anybody home? No nameless horrors? Just a bookstore? Okay, cool.
Where's the bookseller?
There's a lot of weird stuff in here. What we got? What is that?
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Hey, that should have actually, bumped me up to level 3 in medicine. History of Darkwater, Volume 2. Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wycliffe settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was the color because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Oh, wonderful. Where is this guy? More importantly, is there stuff that I can grab prior to talking to this guy? Am I still going to be able to grab it? I'm sure one of those weird, nameless, forbidden
An old
books.
Diary.
Oh, Volume 4. What happened to Volume 1 and 2? Because I found 3. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Okay, don't know why I'm keeping all these random books, but that's fine. It's an interesting cup. What's this? Oh, Volume 4. We pretty much already know all this stuff that's listed in this description. We kind of went over that at the beginning of the game. Alright, we can fill the oil back up here. Oh, what's this? Breviary of Medicine. Alright, we got more medicine knowledge. That's great. Will you read the book? Yes, please. Read the book.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. Presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. That's the Shambler thing. There's a note right there that I can't pick up. Oh, what's this? Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection. Okay. So apparently there's 3 forbidden books, and I've already read 2
What
out of
happened
those
here?
3. Of course.
Let's start over. Where did they break in blood? Seems like amateur work.
Okay.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Oh, well, I can't even see anything in there, so that's obviously not important. Wait, what is this?
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
It was a man!
What happened that made the burglar flee before? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What the? Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Whoa!
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Interesting.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star on the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. Remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay? Can I rotate this?
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Apparently. And the ones that aren't want them. Hey, medicine progression. What is that?
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. Consult diary.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Page needs to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in the plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. Funeral honor must be given to my dear mother, if she is still in this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues of the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. Hey! The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope you'll be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay. So... cylinder. Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole bunch of things that weren't there before.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
That's volume 6.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
It's an opera. That's 8.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
That's 4.
Arkham Editions.
That was
Never heard of him.
6.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
That's 9.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
Good God.
Never heard of him.
That's Hermes Trismegistus sounds Greek to me, so that's 2.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
Okay. What's that?
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Cool. Didn't know that, Oh, wait. Aha!
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Well, there's only 2 cylinders. Didn't you say there was 3?
Arkham Editions.
Oh, wait, already.
Never heard of him.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, so the white pieces on the chessboard, the, cup.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham Editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9, okay, so...
The Queen has little protection.
There's only 3. There's 4 white pieces total on the board, but there's 3 chess pieces, alright.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
And there's 1, 2... So starting from this side, there's 1, 2, 3... Wait, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5. So 5, 3, and maybe...
What did Drake say about this collection?
Maybe 5, 3, 9? Let's try that. I'm a genius! Uh-oh. It's Sauron! Oh, well that was an easy chapter. Alright. Well, I guess we're going back to Riverside Institute.